Okay, so I'm in my college right now. I do have a lecture, OEG, with mountains, people, and culture, not really that important. So let's solve today's daily late board problem. I was trying to find an empty classroom, uh, finally found one. Anyways, ignore my short hair and let's go. Oh, I should have opened this. Hmm, okay. 3070. Count submatrices with top left element and some less than k. I have solved this problem before. Okay, what is this? You are given a zero indexed integer matrix grid and an integer k. Return the number of submatrices that contain the top left element of the grid and have a sum less than or equal to k. Hmm. The first thought that comes to my mind is like using prefix sum, right? Uh, this element or this cell stores the sum of this plus this. Similarly, this cell stores the sum of this plus this, which basically means this entire column, right? This entire row. Similarly, if you go down, you have this. What does this store? This element plus this element. This is one rectangle, you can say. Then when it comes to this cell, we can take the sum from uh, this cell, which basically contains the sum of this rectangle, and take the sum of this cell, which basically contains this rectangle. But now the problem is we have double calculated this area, right? So we need to subtract out ones from this area. Uh, a better visualization can be at this cell, we store the sum of this matrix. At this cell, we store the sum of this matrix, right? So if we want to calculate the sum of this entire matrix, what we do is take the sum of this cell plus this cell, and you can like intuitively notice that this is getting recalculated twice, right? So just subtract the sum of this array, which whose value is stored here, right? So that's it. That this feels like an easy problem. Figure it out, mm, probably within a few seconds. Okay. mm, Now I just need to write the code, right? Which is fairly straightforward. Hopefully the audio levels are fine. Basic for loop. Oh, I should check the constraints as well. Uh, this is the value, which is fine. N comma n, it can go up to 1000, which should be good enough, right? 10 power 3, 10 power 3 into 10 power 3 is 10 power 6, which should be good. Okay, so what do you want to do here, right? If I minus 1 is greater than equal to is greater than 0, then basically if the cell above the current cell, if it is a valid cell, basically not this cell, except for these cells, all the other cells, right? Then just add uh, mm, mhm, okay, total equal to 0, total plus equal to grad of I minus 1 and j. Similarly, if j minus 1 is greater than 0, total plus equal to grad of I and j minus. Hmm. Now subtract the sum. of from this element, right? The top diagonal element. What does this mean? If I minus 1 is greater than 0 and j minus 1 is greater than 0, then total minus equal to whatever I minus 1, j minus 1. Now, if total is less than or equal to, right, is not equal to k, then count plus plus count equal to 0 at the end, let's return the count. Does this work? No, oh wow. Okay. Why is it double counting? This is a valid matrix. This is a valid matrix. Mm. What is k or k is 18? This is a mention symbol one. Okay. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Hmm. But for first element, if total is 0, and basically none of these lines will get executed, right? So this will increment once. Let's see when does it increment, right? System dot out. Count. Oh, I don't like this. No. And I comma j value. I comma j. 1 comma 0. What? I 0 is hmm. Oh wait, I also need to store it in that grid, right? I'm just storing this in a separate variable. I should store this in the same grid. Uh, Basically, when I basic concept of prefix sum, uh, if I'm calculating or adding the value of this element plus this element, I need to store the value here, right? Oh my god, that was a silly mistake. Um, grid of I, she, grid of I, she, and similarly grid of I from my j because I am doing the prefix sum. I'm using the in-memory grid that they have given, right? Or the 2D metrics that they have given. So yeah, this should work. Like, why is it taking so long? No, it didn't. Um, I didn't see this and this is true. Consider that I found J is less than equal to K. And it contains the top list that have sum less than or equal to K. Hmm. To make this what? Hmm. How am I double calculating this? Like almost double calculating this. Better of uncommon. J. Let's print out all the values. Oh, hmm. What? Oh my God. Okay. Nice. 7, 6. Oh yeah. Hmm. And now this should go. This should add the value, right? If j minus 1 is greater than 0, this is greater than equal to, right? Ah, oh wow. It was greater than equal to both of them. Okay, 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 okay. Hmm. Okay, this should work. This was a very simple problem, right? But I greater than equal to. This is not good actually. Why am I struggling in this? Okay, anyways. Let's give a submit and it works perfect. So now what I think is I can optimize it, uh, which basically means else if this condition fails, just break from the right? Because if an element up till that point is if it is greater than k, then all the elements ahead of it, like at the jth iteration, will obviously be greater, right? So yeah, um, hmm, I need a good test cases for this. You know what? Let's submit it. Oh, why did I do this? I think this should work. Um, I don't see uh, a reason why it won't, but I'm trying to think of a test case where it will fail. Hmm, I think this will work. Like kind of a pre-optimization. Yeah, it did. Oh, you don't need to do that. It's fine. But anyways, hmm, what's this? This is linear time constant space because I'm using the 2D array here, right? Which is given in the function. If I was using an extra memory, I would consider that. But this is a like constant space and linear time. Hmm. Anything else? Okay, I think that's it. Nice. I think that's it for today. I'll try to be consistent, probably with all videos. I will not be editing or like cutting any parts from it. Uh, kind of keeping it like a live stream, but solving the daily problems and uploading it to YouTube. I don't know. I'll try to be consistent. But okay. Bye bye.